If the one person who believed in you the most is gone, you need to hear this. He wasn't just my grandfather. He was my father and my mother combined into one person. The one human being on this earth who wanted me to win, more than I actually wanted myself to win. Who saw something in me that I couldn't see. Who refused, absolutely refused, to let me believe that anything was out of reach. Nothing was impossible in his eyes. Nothing. Work hard enough, push long enough, refuse to quit, and there was nothing I couldn't become. That was his gospel, and he preached it to me every single day. And I resisted every single word of it. I am one of the most stubborn people that has ever lived. If someone tells me to do something, I wouldn't do it. If someone hands me the answer, I'll throw it away and figure it out in a harder way. If he says go left, I go right. If he said take this path, I found a different one. That's just who I was. We fought sometimes. The kind of fights where both people are saying the same thing, but neither one will admit it. We cried sometimes, sitting together, realizing how much he had crawled and climbed and bled to get where he was. He would look back on his life and weep, because he never imagined it. A boy from Italy hiding in the caves, ending up here, building what he had built, survived what he survived. And he just wanted me to have it easier than he did, but I didn't let him. I want to tell you about a summer morning. I was about to start 8th grade. I woke up and my world had been torn in half. My parents were getting a divorce. And I know how that sounds. Kids go through that every day. But when you're that age and everything looked perfect from where you were standing, when you genuinely believed your parents were in love, finding out they hadn't been in love for 10 years does something to you. My body felt hollow, like everything solid had just dissolved. What was the point of anything? What was the point of trying, of pushing? And then my grandfather knocked on the door. He didn't say much. He just said, hey, it's gonna be okay. I know you don't believe me right now, so let's go to the driving range. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to do anything except sit in that feeling and let it swallow me up. But he convinced me, because he always could. We got to the range. He set up his chair directly behind me, didn't even say a word. Just sit down, watch, and wait. So I began hitting, sliced every single one, ball after ball going sideways. My mind was everywhere, except where I was standing. My life had just been falling apart in front of me, and I was supposed to just care about a golf swing? After about 20 balls, he stopped me. He looked around the range, slowly, deliberately, and said, no one is here. I looked around. There were clearly several people hitting. A guy in front of me, someone behind me. I looked at him like he had lost his mind. He looked at me again, calm and certain. No one is here. It's just you, me, and the balls. Hit. Clear your mind. Take a deep breath. Think everything through. I didn't understand it, but I turned back around, and I took a breath. And I thought, it's just me and my grandfather, like it's always been. Just the two of us against the world. I swung. Everything changed. The slice became a push, then a fade. Not perfect. Nothing with me is ever perfect, but the improvement was undeniable. And more than golf, my mind cleared. I could think again. I could breathe again. I could see. Not that everything was fine, but that my path was still moving forward. That life was just taking a different turn. That I wasn't done. I looked back at him. He was wise in a way I couldn't understand yet. He knew that the golf course wasn't about golf. He knew that when the world would get loud, heavy, and impossible, sometimes you just need a place where it's quiet enough to think. He had been trying to give me that place my whole life. I just didn't know it yet. The next time I would stand on a golf course, everything would be different because he wouldn't be there. He pushed me towards golf my entire life. Told me it was the game that would teach me everything. About patience, about showing up, about what it means to keep swinging when nothing is going right. Like I resist everything he ever handed me, and then he was gone. And for a long time after, I couldn't bring myself to go near a golf course because I knew what would happen. I knew that standing on one would mean thinking about him. And thinking about him means coming to terms with the fact that my best friend, my support system, my everything was gone. No one ever wants to do that, so I didn't. Until one Wednesday morning, I finally did. I didn't want to go. I knew that it would cost me to walk back up to the place without him. I drove there anyways, hit every single red light on the way. And I thought, is this a sign? Is he telling me to turn around? Could this be him saying, not yet? But of course I kept going. I'm stubborn. He knew that better than anyone on this earth. I got there, filled the bucket, grabbed the club, tears started forming before I even took a swing. Stepped up to the ball, took 2 deep breaths. I heard his voice. Keep your head down. I swung, and I chunked it. Now for those of you that don't know what chunking it means, I hit the ball 2 feet. Not 2 yards, not 200 yards, 2 feet. The worst shot of my entire life. And I started to cry. But here's what I couldn't have predicted. Standing there with tears running down my face, and the worst golf shot in the history sitting in front of my 2 feet. It wasn't a sad cry. It was a happy one. Because standing there on that golf course with a bad swing and a bucket of balls and his voice still in my head, my brain could finally breathe, finally think, and finally smile. It was the place it all used to start. And I finally understood what he had been telling. And I finally understood what he had been telling me for 30 years, over and over. The thing I was never ready to hear. He said, this game will teach you everything about life if you let it. About getting back up when you fail. About showing up when you don't want to. About clearing your mind when the world gets too loud. About keeping your head down when you're gonna swing. Even when you know you're gonna miss. I thought he was just talking golf. He was talking about the divorce morning when I couldn't breathe. He was talking about the business he built and lost and built again. He was talking about the caves in Italy, the bombs, and the boy who came out of the darkness believing nothing was impossible. For 30 years, he was handing me a cheat sheet, and I kept setting it down. I get it now, old man. I finally get it. Turns out he wasn't just teaching me golf. He was teaching me how to live. He was 5'5", pure white hair, beautiful smile, and the kind of man that when he walked into the room, you felt it before you saw him. Now, he was born in Italy, and during World War II, when the bombs would fall, his family would run straight to the mountains, to the caves, and they would sit there in the dark, holding on to each other, waiting for the world outside to stop trying to end them. Think about that for a second. A little boy hiding in a cave, listening to the world fall apart outside. And somehow, out of the darkness, came a man who believed with everything he had that nothing was impossible. He came to an America with a dream and nothing else, to build something, to conquer what he could, to give his family a life that nobody in his bloodline had ever lived or done before. He built businesses, lost everything, built it again, lost it again. Made millions, lost millions. And every single time, without fail, he got back up again. Over the 30 years I knew him, something I was never ready to quite hear. I'll tell you what, it was before this video was over. But first, you need to understand who this man is to me.
Turns out, he wasn't just teaching me how to play golf. He was teaching me how to live without him here.